Diseases of green gram. So now we'll see what are the important diseases that can affect green gram. So the scientific name of green gram is Vigna radiata. So my name is Janet Shankar Reddy and I am doing PhD plant pathology in Annamalai University. So these are all the list of important diseases in green gram. First one is anthracnose, which is caused by Coltotrichum lindimuthianum. Rust is caused by Euromyces fascioli. Cercospora leaf spot, which is caused by Cercospora canadensis. And powdery mildew, which is caused by Erysipeus polygony. Dry root rot, which is caused by Rhizoctonia solani. Yellow mosaic is caused by Mung bean yellow mosaic virus. And leaf crinkle is caused by leaf crinkle virus. So now we will see one by one in detail. The first one is anthracnose. So anthracnose is caused by Coltotrichum lindimuthianum, which is a fungal pathogen. On the right side we can see the symptoms. So black color circular sunken spots can be seen on leaves. So these are the black color. Just a minute. These are all you can see here. These are all the black color sunken spots, which are circular spots can be seen on leaves with a dark brown center or dark black color center can be seen. We can see here circular black sunken spots along with sometimes a black color margin or black color center or a brown color center can be seen. So these symptoms can also appear on, sometimes these symptoms can also appear on pots also. In a severe infection, the affected the affected plant pots, that is the leaves can wither. I mean, these all the affected leaves can be withered off from the infected plant. So here the pathogen can survive in seed, which is a very severe seed-borne pathogen. That's why anthracnose, most you can see most Coltotrichum mostly that can survive in seeds only, and as well as sometimes they can survive also in plant debris also. So here. This is spread through airborne conidia also here but they can survive mostly in seeds. These are all the symptoms. Coming to the management aspects, seed treatment with carbendazim at the rate of 2 gram per kilogram can be recommended along with the removing and destroying of plant debris because this pathogen can survive in seeds and as well as plant debris also. That's why it's better to remove all the destruct or collect all the unwanted waste materials or the plant debris and destruct it by or by firing or something else. So spraying mancozeb at the rate of 2 gram per liter of water or carbendazim at the rate of 0.5 gram per liter of water can be recommended. So coming to the next one, the second one, rust, which is caused by Euromyces fascioli. Euromyces fascioli. On the right side, we can see the symptoms. Dark red color or black or brown color spots with reddish brown margins can be seen here. The picture is not clear, but I will tell you. The small, a numerous number there, plenty of number, pale brown to red color spots can be seen along with the reddish brown margin. So these spots sometimes similarly appears on branches as well as pods also during under unfavorable conditions. So the severe leaf spotting and defoliation occurs at the sorry not unfavorable condition during favorable conditions. So leaf spotting as well as defoliation and at the time of flowering especially we can see in pod formation, but majorly we can see red color or dark brown color spots on leaves and sometimes they also appears on branches as well as pods. So coming to management aspects, so spray mancozeb at the rate of 1 kilogram or wettable sulfur at the rate of 1.5 kilogram at initiation of the disease and 10 days later. So during initiation of the disease and one more spray at 10 days after initiation of the disease can be recommended. The third one is Cercospora leaf spot. Cercospora leaf spot, which is caused by Cercospora canescens. Coming to the symptoms, so small numerous number of spots can be produced on the leaf. So these spots are usually brown or reddish brown in color. So the numerous spots are dark brown spots or pale brown spots with dark brown or pale brown center and sometimes a reddish brown center margins can be seen. So the same similar spots can also be occurs on. Coming to the management aspects, spray carbendazim at the rate of 500 gram per hectare or mancozeb at the rate of 1 kilogram per hectare at the initiation of the disease, and one other dose also can be recommended after 10 days of initiation of the disease. So coming to the next one, powdery mildew, which is caused by Erysipeus polygony. The name itself indicates white color powdery growth or white color powdery patches growth can be appears on the leaves. So in severe cases, the powdery growth can be seen on both surfaces. In normal cases, we can see in any one of the surfaces, that may be an upper surface or lower surface. Mostly we can see on upper surface. So in severe infection, this completely white color powdery growth can be seen on the both surfaces are, I mean, both surfaces of leaves. In severe infection, defoliation or premature defoliation of the leaves can occur, and that also results in a very high heavy yield losses. So coming to the management aspects, spraying neem seed kernel extract 5% or neem oil 3% twice at 10 days interval from the initiation of the disease or appearance of the disease. And also can be recommended eucalyptus leaf extract 10% at the initiation of the disease and 10 days later. One spray at the initiation of the disease, and second spray at 10 days after the initiation of the disease. Spray carbendazim at the rate of 500 gram or wettable sulfur at the rate of 1.5 kilogram per hectare, or propiconazole 500 ml per hectare at the initiation of the disease and 10 days after initiation of the disease. Here we can see the two sprays can be recommended especially for this pulses. One spray at the initiation of the disease and the second spray at 10 days after the initiation of the disease, and we can see the whether the disease is suppressed or not. If it is a little bit more, or it is not much suppressed, then we can go for another spray at 20 days after the initiation of the disease. Here for all powdery mildew, as my experience that I will tell you, for all powdery mildews, if the powdery mildew is at initial stage, very small amount of powdery mildew can be seen, immediately spray water. Normal spraying of water can more than enough to wash out the powdery growth on upper surface of the leaf, because at initial stages it can't colonize with the plant leaves, so that a normal spraying of water can be easily controlled. If it is in little bit advanced stage or in the second stages, 1% of milk solution can be recommended. 1% of milk solution in the sense 1 ml in 100 ml of 1 ml of milk in 100 ml of water can give 1% concentration. So 1% concentration of milk solution can be recommended at the next stage. In third stage or in severe stages, we can go for different types of fungicides, like different types of fungicides can be available based on the crop. Mostly we can recommend tridomorph can be recommended mostly. So for some powdery mildews we can't recommend sulfur because of some other reasons, because so the sulfur can absorb water content, especially crucifers, because of water is the major component in crucifers vegetables. So we can't recommend sulfur for that type of crops due to that reason. So the next disease is dry root rot, which is caused by Rhizoctonia solani. The name itself indicate rottening of root region. So on the right side we can see, so the pathogen cause seed decay, root rot, damping of seedling blight, stem canker, leaf blight in green gram. These are all the different types of symptoms that can be caused by this pathogen, that is Rhizoctonia solani. Root rot can happen, seed decay, damping of, seedling blight, stem canker, and leaf blight are the different types of symptoms that can cause it due to Rhizoctonia solani. So this disease mostly we can see at the podding stage, during podding stage or the pod initiation stage or pod formation stage. So this disease we can see more at the initial stage of the fungus. Slowly the seed rots and the seedling blight are that root rot symptoms that can be seen. On the right side we can see rotting of roots and are a little bit in the little stem region also. Due to that, what will happen, the roots can lose its capability to suck the water and different types of nutrients for plant. Due to that, what will happen, slowly the root starts rotting. Root starts rotting, and automatically the plant will die because of it can't able to get any nutrients and water whatever it requires. So after that, yellowing of leaves can be seen, because if there is no water or nutrient, what will happen, chlorophyll production can be slowly declines or reduces slow, so that we can see the yellow color leaves and or brown color lesions on leaves, and in a severe cases the entire plant will die. So coming to the management aspect, seed treatment with the Trichoderma viridi, it is a biocontrol agent. 4 gram per kilogram of seeds are Pseudomonas fluorescens, which is a bacterial biocontrol agent. Trichoderma is a fungal biocontrol agent, whereas Pseudomonas fluorescens is a bacterial biocontrol agent at the rate of 10 gram per kilogram of recommended. And basal application of zinc sulfate at the rate of 25 kilogram per hectare, or the basal application of neem cake at the rate of 150 kilogram per hectare can be recommended. And also soil application of Pseudomonas fluorescens or Trichoderma viride, any one of 2.5 kilogram per hectare plus 50 kilograms of well decomposed farmyard manure or sand at 30 days after sowing. After 30 days of sowing, we can recommend this. And soil drenching of carbendazim at the rate of 1 gram per liter of water can be recommended. This not be, it won't be a big recommended one, but sometimes it can be. So, but most of them, this type of management aspects can be recommended, because soil drenching will be very huge. We require a huge amount of water if we really want to drench the soil. So next one is yellow mosaic. So yellow mosaic, which is caused by mung bean yellow mosaic virus. So coming to on the right side, we can see yellowing is the very common symptom that is produced by the almost all plant viruses. Whatever the virus infection, the initial symptom is yellowing. So initially, yellowing can be seen, especially this yellowing can be appears on the young leaves. So in later stages, what will happen? Necrotic symptoms can be observed. Necrotic symptom, slowly it starts to die, a little bit necrotic symptom or pluckering or taking inside, like wavy margins like this. Let us consider it as a original leaf. Slowly pluckering or necrotic. Necrotic means death of tissues. Very simple. Necrosis means death of tissues. So necrotic symptoms can be we can see. So the size of leaf slowly decreases, and it strongly reflects yellow color in the later stages. So pods also infected, and the size of the pods can be reduced, and the pods also sometimes can be yellow in color due to the infection of this disease. So coming to next one is leaf crinkle, which is caused by leaf crinkle virus. The name itself indicates crinkling of leaves. Crinkling of leaves. You can see here. Leaves are crinkled here. I mean, taking inside or shrinking like symptoms we can see. So curling of margins on the downward region, that is considered if it is a leaf. So curling of margins and downward regions. Leaves are colored to downward regions, along with chlorosis also can be seen, as I told you. Yellowing is a very common symptoms. Yellowing can be seen along with the downward curling of leaves or twisting of leaves can be seen, and chlorosis of veins, and shrinking of leaves can be observed. So sometimes what will happen, the vein shows reddish brown discoloration on the undersurface of leaves or petioles. So coming to management aspects for yellow mosaic virus and as well as leaf crinkle of green gram. So growing resistant varieties like VBN4, VBN6, VBN7 are the recommended resistant varieties. And seed treatment with dimethoate or imidacloprid at the rate of 5 ml per kilogram of seeds. These two are the insecticide. If we control the insect, that we can automatically control the disease. And installation of yellow sticky traps at the rate of 12 number per hectare, because yellow sticky trap can attract insect and can trap. So that is also one of the management practices. And rowing of infected plants up to 45 days. So if any plant will be infected within 45 days, it's better to rogue out, and that can be destroyed. And the foliar application of noche extract at the rate of 10% concentration at the rate of 30 days after sowing, or the neem formulation 3 ml per liter of water can be recommended. And the spraying of methyl dimethoate 25% EC at the rate of half liter, or that is 500 ml per hectare, or dimethoate 30 EC at the rate of 500 per ml hectare, or any one of here I am telling you many insecticide, whatever are fungicides. So don't go with everyone, any one of it. That's why I mentioned R. So 500 ml per hectare, or thiamethoxam 75 WS 1 gram per 3 liters, and repeat it for 15 days if necessary. So one spray can be given. If it is necessary, another spray also can be given at the rate of 15 days after sowing. So coming to questions related to ARS or net related to green gram, they may ask related to anthracnose, which is caused by Coltotrichum lindimuthianum, and they may ask symptoms. What are the specific symptoms for anthracnose, as well as the rust. Rust also one of the important disease, and as well as powdery mildew. So for related to exam, definitely this green gram powdery mildew or pulses powdery mildew will definitely ask, which is caused by Erisife polygon. Make sure that you guys have to practice this all causal organism, especially for UG students. So anthracnose, rust, or maybe I don't think that viral disease in green gram much more important. But these three diseases are very important. To make sure that you are learning properly on it.